This is probably going to be a quick one, but I had to double strap for the occasion because, oof. Has Omega just announced a $450,000 MoonSwatch? Hey folks, I'm M. Welcome back. Let me give you a brief synopsis of the situation. Omega was founded in 1848 and has always been regarded as one of the best watch brands ever, mainly because of their innovations in horological movements. For example, the more recent coaxial movement developed with George Daniels. But more fittingly with the topic of this video, in 1892 they developed the first minute repeater wristwatch, with a movement provided by Audemars Piguet. However, during the First World War they almost got bankrupt, and they joined with Tissot, and then again got acquired by their parent brand, the Swatch Group. So in a sense, the Swatch Group saved Omega in the 30s. Let's fast forward to 2022. The opposite situation is almost true. Swatches are not selling as much as they used to, maybe due to the advent of smartwatches. So they had an idea to try and revitalize the hype in the Swatch brand itself. They contacted Omega and they asked, why don't we do a Moonwatch made by Swatch? It was announced, then launched in a short period of time in March this year, and it created an immense amount of hype. They first released information to the press right before Watches and Wonders, which was insane because everyone at Watches and Wonders was talking about the MoonSwatch, even though they were not present at the show. It was a brilliant move, and I think the MoonSwatch was a great idea and it is a great product, although a bit overpriced. Well, people were wondering if it was a one-off thing. Guess what? It wasn't. I saw this the other day and I had to make a video about it. Omega announced their Chrono Chime collection, which is a horological first. It is the first movement in the world that has a minute repeater for the chronograph movement. So effectively, in minute repeaters, you generally get the normal time chimed. In this one, you're gonna get the chronograph time chimed to you. It's probably just as useless as a normal minute repeater nowadays, but it's cool and it's innovative, which is the point of high-end horology nowadays. It's a fully Sedna gold Omega Speedmaster bicompax with the new Omega Caliber 1932. I'm looking at it right now and it's beautiful. I mean, look at the movement, look at this thing. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. I think it's one of the most beautiful movements I've seen ever. And hear the sound. The dial is beautiful with acoustic wave guilloche pattern on the sub-dials, and an aventuring graphome enamel dial, which is one of my favorite dial finishes. Yeah, beautiful. Also the box. Let's talk about the box. They made a resonance chamber made of spruce to enhance the sound of the minute repeater. I'm so looking forward to the chance of hearing this live. They also announced an Olympic 1932 Chrono Chime version, which is odd-shaped, but I think this is not made for wrist wear. I think this is mostly to be worn as a pocket watch, which is, I think that's why they also include pocket watch straps for it. Now, why am I calling this a $450,000 MoonSwatch? Well, first of all, it is $450,000, which is insane for me. But we'll touch on that in a second. But I consider it a MoonSwatch, not obviously in execution. This is an incredibly much more refined piece, all the movements are handmade. But in strategy, the movement is made by Blancpain, and the rest is by Omega. So effectively this is an Omega x Blancpain collaboration, just like Omega x Swatch produced the MoonSwatch. And I think it's a very smart move by the Swatch Group, because it allows to focus their best horology efforts into collaborative pieces that can become really highly sought after, especially if they limit their run. Which brings me to my first problem. Those are not limited editions. Those are numbered edition. Now, this is a numbered edition watch, but this is not $450,000. $450,000 is a lot of money, and it sits seriously in the serious investment amount. And if someone wanted to park it in a watch, I highly doubt they would choose an Omega to do that. Considering that Omega were more highly regarded even than Rolex up to the 70s, thanks to their innovations, it would be interesting for Omega to see if they can renew the interest in their high horology pieces. But I think they should do that in steps. 450k is not Omega prices, and I think it should get to that level instead of just forcing it to be on that level. And also make it limited edition. It makes no, like, make 200 pieces of them, split them into 3 years of productions. See how that goes. Make them more desirable. I still think those are great watches, especially the Speedmaster is beautiful. It's obeying all the rules for becoming a hype watch, and it has the attributes for a real fuck you level watch. But Omega needs to regain the luster they once had in higher horology pieces. Otherwise, this thing will risk costing a fourth of its original price in a few years on the secondary market. So folks, I think this was a great revelation from Omega, and I'm looking forward to see how they're going to move forward with those collaborations within their parent structure. Because yeah, Blancpain is still part of the Swatch group, Omega is, so is Swatch. But so is Breguet. We'll see. So folks, I just wanted to give you my first impressions on this. Do you agree with me? Let me know down in the comments. I'm thinking of making a video which includes the new releases of this year's watches, so let me know if you're interested in seeing that. See you next time. Ciao! Done.
Oh, well done.
Done? Yes.